Greetings, language enthusiasts. Welcome to another Latin episode of the English Nut. We're discussing 3 old Latin phrases that are still used by English speakers today. They are Terra Incognita, Manus, Manum Lavat, and redde Caesari, quae sunt, Caesaris. For all this and more, keep watching. But first, if you haven't already, do subscribe to the English Nut on X, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Thank you. This phrase was suggested by Uzumaki 6117, Terra Incognita. It's a phrase that takes us back to ancient times and still resonates with the spirit of exploration and discovery. Terra Incognita. This Latin phrase has journeyed through history and found its place in our modern lexicon. Let's embark on an exploration of the etymology, meaning, and how it's used today. The phrase terra incognita comes from Latin, where terra means land and incognita translates to unknown or unrecognized. This phrase harks back to a time when map makers and explorers faced vast, uncharted areas on their maps, often marking these regions with terra incognita or its equivalent. It was a label for the mysteries that lay beyond the borders of the known world. In the age of discovery, much of the world map was terra incognita. Over time, as explorations expanded and knowledge grew, these blank spaces were filled. Yet the phrase lived on, capturing the allure of the unexplored. Of course, everything I've been saying is from a European perspective. Terra incognita was the world that was unknown to Europeans. Today, terra incognita transcends its literal meaning. It's used metaphorically to describe any unknown area or subject, a frontier yet to be explored, whether it's space, the deep sea, or an uncharted area of knowledge or experience. Let's see how terra incognita can be used in modern language with these examples. As she delved into the complexities of quantum computing, she felt like an explorer in terra incognita. The psychologist's new theory ventured into terra incognita, challenging conventional beliefs. For many, the digital world of cryptocurrency remains terra incognita, replete with mysteries and opportunities. From the edges of ancient maps to the frontiers of modern science, terra incognita reminds us that the unknown still holds power and fascination. It's a testament to our enduring quest for knowledge and the thrill of discovery. So the next time you encounter an unfamiliar field or a new challenge, think of it as your own terra incognita waiting to be explored. Now let's put our hands on a Latin phrase that's washed through the ages. Manus manum lavat. This phrase was suggested by my friend Terry Sabino. A timeless proverb, it's steeped in the wisdom of antiquity and still echoes in our modern corridors of reciprocity. Let's break down its meaning. Manus means hand and lavat means washes. The literal translation is one hand washes the other. It's a direct and vivid depiction of mutual assistance and cooperation. The saying goes back to Roman times when it was already a common idiom used to express the concept of quid pro quo. That's another Latin phrase which means a favor for a favor. It encapsulates the idea that one person doesn't operate in isolation, but rather in a community where aid is given and received. In today's world, Manus manum lavat is invoked to describe situations where parties benefit by helping each other, emphasizing the importance of cooperation and mutual support. It's often found in discussions of politics, business, and social structures. Now let's roll up our sleeves and apply Manus manum lavat in 3 modern sentences. In the corporate world, Manus manum lavat is the unspoken rule of networking. You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. The community thrived on the principle of Manus, Manum, Lavat, where neighbors helped each other in times of need. The symbolic relationship between the flowering plants and the pollinating bees is a perfect example of Manus, Manum, Lavat in nature. And there we have it, a phrase that has cleansed itself of the dust of obscurity and found relevance in our modern lexicon. Manus Manum Lavat reminds us that cooperation is as fundamental now as it was in ancient Rome. So the next time you lend a hand, remember this phrase and the cycle of goodwill it represents, and keep washing hands, both literally and proverbially. This phrase was suggested by my viewer Caesar Sen 5944. He wanted to know about it because his name is Caesar. Redde Caesari quae sunt Caesaris. It's a phrase with a biblical origin that has transcended its ancient roots to find a place in our contemporary conversations about duty, society, and integrity. Redde Caesari quae sunt Caesaris is a Latin phrase from the Bible. Redde means give back, or render. Caesari and Caesaris are two forms of the word Caesar, and quae sunt means the things that are. The phrase means render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's. It's a call for giving or returning what is due to someone. This phrase originates from a biblical passage where Jesus is asked whether it is right to pay taxes to Caesar. Jesus replies with the question, whose head is on the coin? When he is told that it is Caesar's head, i.e. the head of the Roman emperor, he replies, render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God's. Or in Latin, redde Caesari quae sunt Caesaris, et quae sunt Dei Deo. That's the full form of the phrase, though nowadays it's usually the first part that is used. Give Caesar that which is Caesar's. With this phrase, Jesus implies a separation of earthly obligations from spiritual ones. In modern usage, the phrase often refers to the idea of fulfilling one's obligations to the government or authority, such as paying taxes, but it can also extend to other contexts involving duties and responsibilities. Let's render the phrase into contemporary contexts with some examples. Do note that while I use the original Latin phrase in these examples, it's perfectly fine to use the English translation, render to Caesar that which is Caesar's. When the multinational company tried to evade local taxes, the court ruled, redde Caesari quae sunt Caesaris, enforcing the law. He believed in redde Caesari quae sunt Caesaris, always making sure to fulfill his civic duties before claiming his rights. The museum director used the phrase redde Caesari quae sunt Caesaris when returning the ancient artifacts to the country of origin. And so redde Caesari quae sunt Caesaris continues to resonate, reminding us of the fine balance between our duties to society and other aspects of our lives. It encourages us to ponder the nature of our responsibilities and to act with integrity in all spheres of life. Do let me know what you think of these Latin phrases in the section below. And be sure to join me on the next episode of The English Nut, where we crack open more linguistic nuts from the rich tree of the English language. I'm The English Nut. Bye for now.